Nothing changes in our life until we change. We cannot attract anything in our life that we feel separate from.
A couple quick hits. I am. How do you finish that thought?
Joyful right now.
My vision is.
To make a difference in the world. Change people in order to change the world.
Relationships are.
The most important thing we have.
My philosophy is.
Live life to its fullest and that we're the creator of our life.
If you could sit with one master, somebody that's a true master of self or craft, who would it be? And if you only had one question, what would you ask?
Well, I would choose somebody that was enlightened, whoever that would be. And then I would ask them, what's my blind spot? That's all I want to know. When you know that you know how to do something, and you can shorten the distance between the thought of what you want and the experience of having it.
When you think about a living masterpiece, what comes to mind for you?
I really like studying people who have near-death experiences. It's just really fascinating to me because when they come back, their brain's completely different, for sure, and their worldview is different. There's nothing greater than being a part of a human being's transformation. There's nothing greater when you can celebrate someone's personal change and transformation. And I think the greatest form of gratitude that we can ever experience is when we receive gratitude from someone else. I think there's an empathy that's innate in us that we kind of go, we feel what that person's feeling when their life has changed, right? Or they're appreciative. And I think our social networks switch on. I think we come together, we commune, we connect more. And I think there's a greater appreciation for life. And so mission-driven people are people who really want to make a difference in people's lives. And I think it's the highest form of motivation. And I think people, we see this in our work all the time. Like, people come for wealth, they come for health, they come for relationships, they come for a mystical experience. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. That's just one experience. Like the people who actually heal themselves, they're not victimized by their disease. They tell me I would have never changed. Would have never changed unless I had this disease, right? And so then, but what people ultimately come for after they arrive at whatever it is they arrive at is wholeness. They just want wholeness. I mean, imagine being so whole you no longer want. How could you want when you're whole? And somehow, the self-reported questionnaires that we do around that there's a direct correlation with the heart and the brain, coherence in the heart and the brain, that synchronization that takes place, and that kind of explanation, like I don't want anything, and I think when we're in that state, everybody's okay.
Love is wholeness. I mean, it's the union of polarity. It's the union of duality. It's opposites coming together. That's the center of the magnet. There's no polarity in love. There's no opposite. We came from pure love. And we came from unity, source, singularity, 0 point, universal mind, whatever you call it.
Yes.
We descended into density from oneness. There's one God, but in that God there are many. So all of us have a spark of oneness, of the divine in us, and we've come down to such a degree of separation that we no longer are connected to anyone or anything, that you have the free will now. You are so autonomous that the spark of the divine is in you as oneness, that you get to create reality on your own. To answer the question, is there more? And you get thousands of opportunities to do it. Choose fear or choose anger, and you'll polarize everybody. Then you can decide what the solution is, because now people will be susceptible to information. They'll believe whatever it is equal to that emotion. Some people wake up in the morning. Your brain is a record of the past.
Yeah.
The first thing they do is they think about their problems. Those problems are memories that are etched in the brain that are connected to certain people, certain objects, certain things at a certain time and place. The moment they wake up in the morning and they think about their problems, they're thinking in the past. If you believe that your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, well, you're already in your past. Every one of those problems, since we've experienced it, has an emotion associated with it. So then all of a sudden, they start feeling unhappy. The moment they feel unhappy, now the body's in the past, because thoughts are the language of the brain and feelings are the language of the body. So the moment they start feeling those feelings, now their body's in the past. So now they get back and they started off with a clean slate. They didn't feel anything, and then they're like, whew, I'm back to feeling unhappy. Okay, I'm back to myself again. So because they'd rather feel unhappy than not feel anything. So naturally, the void of that emotion is influencing, the body's influencing the mind, the brain to think, so it produces the chemicals for it to feel. Some people just wake up in the morning and they don't feel anything, and then all of a sudden they just look for that feeling. Some people need a thought to do it, some people can just bring up the feeling, right?
Wow.
So then they cling to that emotion because at least it's the known. So some people have emotions that influence thoughts. Some people are more analytical, they have thoughts that influence feelings, but it's a loop, right? It's that cycle of thinking and feeling.
What choices am I going to start making? I'm going to write them down. What things am I going to start doing? What are my goals? What are my experiences I want? And every goal you wrote down, you thought, oh my God, it's going to feel like this. You got really clear, and you just kept reviewing all the things you needed to do, right? And how you had to choose, and how you wanted to think, and what you did want to believe. And you took time to keeping it alive. It's so much easier to forget it than to remember, so you got to revisit it over and over again. Then we all did this. What choices am I going to stop making? I'm going to get off the couch. I'm not going to scroll for an hour. I'm going to get out of bed early. What things am I going to stop doing? What habits am I going to break? Okay, I can't keep doing the same thing. I got to do different things. What experiences am I going to stay away from with certain people in certain parts of my life? I'm just not going to, I don't want to go there. Like, I need to disconnect from those experiences. And what feelings are going to bring me to a lower denominator that's going to cause me to feel like my old self and not believe in my future. We did this, you know, everybody's done it, and then you stick with it. You're believing in it, and your energy's changed, and you're excited. Nobody knows what's up with you, but you're excited about something, and it's like your little private little creation that you're nurturing. And then when you start seeing the things change, and it's working, right? And then you start taking your foot off the gas a little bit, and now you start believing a little bit more, and you ease up, and when it happens, you feel more whole, and you feel more joyful, and you feel more giving and more loving and more present and more patient. That's the side effect of us, you know, reaching that vision of our future. And if your vision is to be wealthy, if your vision is to be in love, if you want to be healthy and you're not healthy, or you're out of shape, or you're overweight or underweight or whatever it is, if you want to arrive at that goal, you're going to have to make a lot of different choices, do a lot of different things, create a lot of different experiences, and feel very differently than when you started.